pretty filter. Oh gosh. Hi, welcome to Stevie's Earth-Based Kitchen. I'm Stevie. Um, Normally, I create content that is about veganism, healthy aging, and happiness. And right now, I am walking around my yard getting some exercise, which I like to do every day. I like to do this for about an hour a day. Usually, I put on some music. I don't usually go live, but I thought, hey, why not? Why not go live? So I'm not even really. I want to talk about healthy aging right now. I don't have a script or anything. I didn't do any rehearsing. But I was just thinking about how I kind of do things differently. I really think outside of the box. I like to have as many perspectives and be informed by as many perspectives as possible. I'm also really big into science, evidence-based data. So I look at that, and of course my own experience. This is Smokey. Smokey, you cannot eat the poop. I don't know why he's eating the poop. And like one of the things that I like to do is like one aspect also of aging in a healthy way, I think, is really enjoying your freedom. Enjoying, like, okay, let's dial back. So if you're a woman and you are postmenopausal, that comes with a lot of freedom, um, because you're no longer governed by your biological imperative, right? To mate. Now your time is your own, and you can be really free, and you can really give less fucks about things, if you know what I mean. And that just opens up the world for a whole new perspective of life. Hello, who's there? Usually when I say hello, who's there, I chase people away. But hi, I'm Stevie. Welcome to Stevie's Earth-Based Kitchen, located on the crossroads of veganism, healthy aging, and happiness. And right now I'm kind of talking about healthy aging, just having kind of a freedom mindset, which just opens so many doors. And how is that relating to what I'm doing now? I'm just walking around my yard. um, I don't go to the gym. I live in the country. I kind of live I have to get in my car to go hike. And so one day I wasn't getting enough exercise doing that. And one day I thought, shoot, I could just walk around my yard. So I started walking around my yard. I've been doing it for probably like 7 months, an hour a day. And it's been wonderful. Not only do I walk around my yard and I listen to music, and sometimes I dance around the yard because I can, because I don't care. And it makes me really happy. Sometimes I just walk around my yard in silence and just enjoy the sounds of nature. I really love doing that in spring and summer. Um, but yeah, I'm trying. I want to give, like, there's so much out there. There are so many companies that are kind of trying to sell healthy aging in a very profitable way. And you can do it free at home. You don't need gyms. You can eat healthy. You can eat healthy vegan food. Um, that is by shopping from the pro section. Hello, who's there? I see that there's 3 people here. I'm feeling actually a little awkward right now. I thought I would just come on live while I was doing my exercise around the yard. Yeah, but now I'm kind of feeling a little awkward because I know you guys are watching me, and like suddenly I don't know what to say. um, so, anybody want to say hello? So I've been trying to talk about healthy aging, about the importance of having fun and taking advantage of the fact that we can give less fucks now. And one of the reasons is, as a woman, we don't, who's gone through menopause, I no longer have like that biological imperative to necessarily try to dress to impress, or make to like serve the gaze of others. You know what I mean? Now I can make it more about my own self-care, my happiness defined by me. And that is giving me a lot of freedom. Hi. Oh, thank you. Oh, you are so sweet. Thank you, Kristen. I don't have my glasses on, but Kristen says, hi, I think you are so inspiring. Thank you for being you. I really, really appreciate that. It really helps that I'm having like a kind of an awkward moment too. I should have thought about what I was going to say. Whoops. But yeah, and one of the reasons, why I do what I do is because that I live outside of the box. I have a different perspective. It's very frustrating sometimes because I think that I might be so edgy that people don't get me at all. Like I'm not relatable, but some people do. And those are my people. And we need to stick together. We need to boost each other up so that we can continue to be who we are and feel good about it. But yeah, I do things weirdly sometimes. I like to skip. I like to hula hoop. I play in my backyard still. I think that is all very much part of healthy aging. And I'm 52. But I mean, when do we start aging in a poor way? I think it happens when we're about 10 or 11 or 12, when we're told that we can't like trick or treat anymore, or when we get so focused on what our peers expect from us that we no longer even examine ourselves. We're kind of living for their gaze. But yeah, I did my hair pink the other day. I actually have a video where I'm doing this. That's going to be up soon. Of course, you're seeing the results now, but a lot of people won't. So, Kristen, where are you? Where are you writing from? You want to see my husband? Oh, okay, never mind. He's on the. So we have a house in New Mexico. It's off grid. We lived off grid for 10 years. We lived on solar power, passive solar, up in the mountains. We had to collect our own water, and we also had our water delivered. It was a really fun time, but sadly, we can't sell the house because the laws changed. And while we were able to get a mortgage for an off-grid house, now it's really, really hard. No one wants to write a mortgage for an off-grid house, so we've had so many offers, but they can't get lending. So it's been incredibly frustrating. Like we actually get interest in our house like daily, but the lending has been a real hard situation, which is really sad because I know I'm getting off topic, but that's what lives are for. Which is really sad because one of the happiest days of my life was when after my husband and I got married and we bought that house. And it's up in the mountains in New Mexico. And we were up visiting it for the first time. We couldn't move in yet. And we're just standing, and this big storm came through. And if you've ever been to New Mexico or Arizona, you'll know about the monsoon season. Like, it occurs in late August, well, like late July, August, and you get these crazy storms, lots of lightning, and just, it's like really dry all day, and then suddenly you just get a deluge of crazy rain, and the air starts smelling like ozone. You start smelling all the juniper and the ponderosa and the chaparral, and it's just absolutely wonderful. And we bought that house, and we were checking it out, but it started raining like crazy. We couldn't get into the house, so we were standing under the carport after just buying the house, after just signing for it, and it was just such a magical moment. It was, yeah, it was my happiest moment. It was so freaking magical, and it kind of saddens me that we've been having a hard time selling this house, and I don't know. It's just rough. Yeah. But, that's how it is. You have your ups and downs in life. And it's just sad, like that one of the happiest things in my life is also it's become one of the hardest things. I guess that's how it is. Right? Hi, Schmokies. Yeah, so what do I do for in order to trigger longevity, to trigger adaptive stress? Do you know what adaptive stress is? It's things that you do that actually stress your body, like they stress your cells, and they trigger a repair mechanism, and that ultimately makes you stronger and helps you live longer and increases your health span. And a lot things like cold therapy, where you go from the sauna to the snow, like that stresses your body. It triggers, the adaptive stress. Oh, you're from Arizona. I have to get my glasses. You turn 40 next month and still not sure. Yeah, that's so wonderful. When I was 40, because I'm 52 now, but when I was 40, I went through this, I actually had a midlife crisis where I bought a whole bunch of shoes. I bought a whole bunch of 6-inch heels. I belonged to this shoe subscription, and I would literally buy 3 pairs of shoes a month, and they were all it's like stripper shoes. I mean, that was kind of the style back then. It was the era of the Real Housewives and Kardashians and all of that. But I was thinking, oh no, I'm 40, and this might be the last time that I could be sexy, which is so untrue. You can, I'm part of the Silver Sisterhood. That's how I started getting into social media stuff. And there are a lot of sexy women, well into their 80s. That whole you can only be sexy when you're at a certain age is so untrue. Like, like let's be honest. Like to really like the kind of sexiness that you are at 16 is completely different than the kind of sexiness that you are at 40. When you're in your 40s, it is your power that forms your sexiness. It is your wisdom and your knowledge and your confidence. So it's different, you know. When you're like 16 or 17 or 18, it's the fact that you are groomable that might make you seem sexy to predatorial people. It's that innocence. It's the fact that you are moldable. I think it's the biggest part of the sex appeal of younger women, and of course, you know, the fertility that has a primal something primal, you know. But but as we get older, you know, there's just there's something that happens, you know, as you stop caring so much about what other people think. And you know, you kind of when you're in your 40s, your kids are getting older. If you have kids, you're not going to like the PTA. You're not under the influence of so many people who are trying to control your life. You know, you gain a bit of freedom. Um, Another thing that so yeah, I went through that midlife crisis where I was just like really trying to be like I don't know, I was just trying to be like a real housewife or something, which is just crazy. I was working in the corporate world, working in insurance. We I was a workers' comp adjuster, and we had a lot of after work life too. And so it was actually like a party scene. I can't even, it was just wild because I wasn't like that. I've never really been like that. I've always been kind of like a, you know, a Birkenstock wearing person, you know, even when I was, you know, in my 20s. Like I was, you know, I've never really been someone who, like I used to date men who would say, you know, you could be hot. Because I never wanted to be hot. I never wanted to be a hot girl. I wanted to be, you know, I guess what they would call an art hoe today. I have no filter. But, you know, I got past that. That lasted like a year. And then I, you know, got plantar fasciitis and I was back to Birkenstock wearing. And then I quit my corporate job to become a writer. Like everything changed at that moment. Like I realized that money wasn't that important because well, money's important in terms of it buying you freedom and independence. But if it's not buying you freedom and independence, um, then there's a problem, at least for me, because freedom and independence are important to me. And I wanted I wanted time to write. I wanted that freedom and independence to write. So I ditched the shoe collection and I really got into kind of minimalism. Like I stopped dyeing my hair at around 45, I think, about around 44. But and one of the reasons I did that was because I didn't want to spend hundreds of dollars at the salon anymore because that time meant that I wouldn't that I'm not that time that money meant equal to me time, the time that I could spend doing what I wanted to do, which was, I thought at the time was like write a book. I wanted to be a writer. Now I don't want to be a writer, but I want to do creativity. It's different. I'm not so much concerned with being something. I'm more concerned with having the power to do things. Hi, average dad with 5 kids. How are you? So good to see you. My name is Stevie. I'm with Stevie's Earth-Based Kitchen. I often make vegan food, talk about healthy aging, and happiness, all of that, But I do cook a lot of vegan food, and I'm a little obsessed with longevity. And I've just kind of been chatting aimlessly a little bit about my midlife crisis that happened like 10 years ago, though. Yeah, so when I gave up the whole corporate world to be a writer, I also gave up spending money, because money equals the time for me to do what I want to do. It equals freedom. And I think that's so important. Like, so many people think that they need to accrue so much. Like, they need the fancy kitchen every 10 years. That's like one thing that just drives me crazy. Like, I want a very utilitarian kitchen. I want a kitchen that will never ever go out of style in my log cabin. I don't want something that I have to upgrade every 10 years. That just keeps me from my freedom. That keeps me from that money. Like a $40,000 kitchen, that money is a whole year's worth of doing whatever I want to do, right? So, I don't know. I think all of that is a trap. What do you guys think? Okay. Well, you know what I'm going to do now? I'm actually going to go get myself a glass of water, because this talking and walking is making me. and then I'm going to put some music on. I'm going to put some like dance music on, and I'm going to bebop around my yard and just feel good and burn some calories. I'm going to burn some calories. Burn some calories, have fun with my dogs, play ball, all of that stuff. And that means signing off right now. But thank you, everybody who joined me. I really, really, really appreciate you giving me some company.